Hi everybody, welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft Season 3 with me, Sid, and of course this is TerraFirmaCraft Season 3 finale. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, this is it. We are now on the 6th of March. We've done not everything I wanted to do, but almost everything I wanted to do, and it's about time to move on, try something else, see what else TerraFirmaCraft can do. But we've been waiting for this day for a while, and what we should be hopefully seeing. Why have you not given birth? Huh? Give birth. Come on, pop. Come on. No? Alright. We're waiting for this. Obviously, she's going to be overdue. But yeah, we've done a hell of a lot in this world over the last, I'm trying to think, certainly over a year. I'd have to go and double check back on the channel to see what the first date this was uploaded on, but so this is really just an opportunity for me to reminisce a bit of a trip down memory lane, see whether the horsey gets born as well, and we're not going to be able to name it, unfortunately, because that's going to take another God knows how long familiarising it. Might be able to do it, who knows, we'll see. But yeah, so let's take a trip in the Wayback Machine. You know, what's the phrase? Sherman set the Wayback Machine, and let's go back to when we started. So back in a moment. All right, with the magic of jump cuts, like I'm going to now set the Wayback Machine. We're back on April. I'm surprised, actually. I thought this was probably a year. It's way over. 26th of April 2015 we started this series, and if we go and have a look at the map, we go over here and we started in this area. I can't remember which. Just looking at the map, so yeah, over here, and that was our first little hut, and we were a good distance away from where we are now, because we migrated south all the way down to here into the what is it, the 8,000 range, which is obviously a lot warmer. But we started out up there, and we did a little bit of if we go back to where we were, we did a little bit of fertiling around up in the upper regions, and we had a hell of a lot of problems finding clay. That was another reason we were heading south. We were looking for somewhere with some decent rainfall, and you know, we covered some fairly hefty chunks of space. Some of these might be have been later, but just looking for places to call home. Right, I'm just eating any old crap today, because today we are going down memory lane. But yeah, so it was an interesting start, and I've always had a soft spot for TFC. TFC has been one of my favourite mods. It's been a mod that has made me want to scream on more than one occasion. Come on, pop out the baby. Nope, still no baby. Maybe we need to wait till tomorrow. But it has definitely been a pack that has made me want to scream on more than one occasion. It's just so grindy at times. But we eventually came down here. I think, where were we? We started off very simple. We found this bay, and this was the kind of thing I was looking for. No particular reason. I think I had a vision in my head of the kind of place we wanted to live, and we started off with this. This was our first proper build, our first construction, using the mud bricks and stuff. We used the old cellar shelves for storage, and for those of you who remember, I did cheat and rewrote the mod to allow that to store more than food. But we started then on the house, and we got all that going, and I think this was a fairly early structure that we added, as well as this structure over here, and eventually we got the forge building done. chickens, they were a major thing in the old thing as well. And again, if we go back to the map and let's just jump to us here, we had a hell of a time. If I remember rightly, we headed out, was it this way? Yeah, and then we had to go down, and we eventually found chickens here. Now bear in mind, without the what's it called? Can't remember the name of the bag now. The bag that we took, getting those chickens back would have been nigh on impossible. Nope, not in there. Somewhere abouts. Took a bag, that was it. Yeah, without these things, we would never have got those chickens back. They were so far away. We got them back and we bred them, and rapidly realised that chickens were a blight on society. I think the barn was a fairly early build as well for us down here. I think that was not with these massive great fields initially, but we got the barn in and we got obviously piggies and stuff going. Now, one of the things we also did fairly early doors. What time is it? I've got a bed on me, I've got food, it's not a problem. Let me just drink and we'll head out. One of the things we did fairly early doors, and this is partly because we got, that wasn't a baby horse outside the wall, was it? No. Alright, there we go. Bang. Was we got the horses and we were looking for wood. Now these forests around here are okay, but we'd gone out and we decided to build a road down this way and set up a lumber camp down near the Forest of Doom, which we'd encountered quite early on, as I recall. I may be wrong. So we put this road in, which in reality was a pain in the backside, in all honesty. We never did extend it any further than the covered bridge. In fact, we've actually got a sawing chest down there. But we put the covered bridge in and then continued on this way down to the old Forest of Doom. Now, the Forest of Doom has been very, very good to me. For one, it allowed me to get so many levels, because the mobs coming out of that, once we got decent weaponry, just gave us experience coming out the wazoo, and consequently that means we ended up with a very good, there we go, lumber camp. I'm trying to think how long ago we made that. It's bizarre, you know, you look back at the stuff you've done, but you look at this forest. I mean, look, this forest here used to come right out here, and we've chopped out pretty much right down. All of this hills here were covered. Oh, there's probably a whole load of badness in there. That hill was covered. This was all covered. This was all forest all the way down there. So yeah, you can see where we've chopped, and where there's bits of wood left over that we've still not bothered taking back because we just didn't have the storage. So Forest of Doom has been absolutely brilliant to us, in just about every way you can imagine, really. And even over here where we've got temporary horse stables and, you know, various bits, copper helmets and bows and leather pants from mobs and all this. It's just a shame that most of this, like the bones, the rotten flesh, really don't have that much use in TFC, which is partly the reason for the selection for the replacement for Season 3, of course, for Season 4, sorry, which will be spelled properly for those of you who have pointed that out on numerous occasions. There we go. Let me just sleep the night off down here, and I think we should have a bed down here. If we don't, we've got a bed on us, so it's not a major problem. We have. Okay, bonk. No. And again, even more stuff left down here that we've just never left and never taken anywhere. So yeah, it's been an interesting ride. Certainly interesting insofar as that we've added things quite frequently. Not been afraid to change the pack, and I think if you were going for any kind, if you were going for any kind of lengthy playthrough that you're wanting to do a lot of this, I would definitely say don't be afraid to add. If you kind of go, oh, it'd be really nice if it did that. So you know, we added things like the bows, the NPCs, TerraFirmaCraft. So many mods have just been added in steadily over time. Now, on the subject of TerraFirmaCraft has been an absolute godsend. It's one of those mods that has changed the look and feel of the small village. Without that, we would not have had half of the things. Now, there are bits in it that are cheaty, the tiki torches and the lights, in a TFC environment anyway. And yeah, there's tiki torches, lights, there's the beds. If you really wanted to cheat, you could just, you know, get a TerraFirmaCraft bed and sleep, and that would be cheaty. I mean, we have them proper, so. But it's been an interesting ride. Let's go and see if there's any sign of a baby horse, shall we? Because we're now onto another day. I can't tell you what day it is because I can't see when you're on the horsey. Baby horse? Okay. We have a baby horse. Let's get that. Right, you, my friend, you need to come in. Yeah, alright. That probably wasn't the wisest move. Let's go out, we'll get the horsey in with its mummy. And maybe even try and familiarise it while we're at it, shall we? Let's get a little bit of air. Let's do this first. Come here, you. Come on. Come on, horsey. It's a good. It's actually. I don't know whether that's. Come on. Right. Let me get that. Damn it. No. No. All right. No. There's a reason with it was there, and that was the reason. All right. Come here, you. No. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. That's it. Anyway, so there's our baby arse. Now, we can, obviously, there's no familiarization. It's going to take days and days to get that to the point where we can name it. So I think that would be very much a lost cause at this stage. But we have the baby horse. We could make it into a happy baby horse with a name, should we wish to. What else? Well, I mean, we obviously did the usual. We got to the red steel. I didn't do blue steel, mainly because I couldn't really see any great need for it. It was the walls. These walls were fun, actually. Quite enjoyed building those. Random logs of blocks, and then we got the old plum orchard out there, and then we did the vineyard over there, which we never, I mean, again, there's so much here and we never used half of it because it just became impractical to do. You know, fruit wine, olive oil, more fruit wine. Oops. And these are obviously not storage, but those are. Where's Pierre? Pierre? He's wandered off somewhere, hasn't he? Now the custom NPCs, they added a certain element of something. Or although you've not fallen down there, have you? No, surely not. He could have. I can't see him anyway. He's gone. He's baggered off, so to speak. But the custom NPCs had their own selection of problems. They cannot pathfind very well on TFC doors. They don't recognise them. So whilst they added a bit of life to the place, they were not as successful as I might have liked. I wish I knew where he'd gone. Buggered if I know. I think is the phrase. He's gone. And he can't have died because they're set to respawn. So, and of course, yeah, Lucas will never. I will never look at that NPC again in the same light, thanks to certain comments. But yeah, the NPCs, I mean, yeah, all you have to do is look at some of the ones where we've allowed them to walk around, and you know, you've got. Oh, he's not in there. Where is he? Oh, he's probably in this thing. He can get in just providing, you know, we've got. He recognises these doors, and that's fine. But yeah, they weren't perfect, these NPCs, but it's been a really good build. The textile place, the baths we made, that was earlier. These pillars were very nice. They worked out quite nicely. And obviously we put the baths in around a hot spring, so you know that's in there, and modelled the toilets after the ancient Roman toilets with the old stream underneath and the little water stream for dipping your sponge in to wipe your bum. Lovely. I think I'll stick to the 20th century version, or 21st century version. We added railcraft fairly late on actually, to put those in just for charcoal, because otherwise charcoal grinding was getting too grindy. And of course a good old red steel bucket gave us the ability to make these things. This was interesting. The first time I think I've ever done redstone in TFC, and it was very basic. It was just 3 dispensers filling in the blast furnace, but I did do a bloom. I kept on putting blooms in just to be on the safe side. So that was interesting, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody do anything like that in TFC prior to this series, which is nice, because it's nice when you come up with something which is wholly unique. The woodyard was again fairly early. This stuff obviously entirely cosmetic. The old pretend saw blade using the chisels. Similarly, you've got yourself stuck, haven't you? Similarly, you had the potter's yard with the kilns. They were again another wonderful mod added in there. But the woodyard was just a big expanse really for stacking wood alphabetically. And there were some woods we never got. We never got a white elm. I don't think we ever had ash or Douglas fir, but we did find some sequoia, which, you know, but there are woods out there which you just sometimes don't see very often. Again, TFC being TFC. Late edition there, the church with was it Father O'Toole? Yeah, stereotyped, sorry. And then we had, of course, the lighthouse. Again, I actually really did like the way that turned out. That was a nice build. Some things didn't work so well. The dive cave wasn't as successful as we might have liked. And again, the fishing hut. We really did need to drop this so we could get down into, down to the level, because otherwise the fish just got away in the sea. But on the whole, again, it was pretty good. Again, TerraFirmaCraft made this, really did just bring out the colour in the flavour, the old, well, pretty much everything. So, wait. That didn't help. And of course the inn was also a particularly good one. Yeah, we never did get to put that skeleton behind the wall, did we? The I can't remember what it was, a poem that someone was reminded of in the comments. But again, these guys just, the NPCs really just could not navigate. They didn't like the DecoCraft stuff. That confused them. I'm going to sleep somewhere. You'll do. Right, eat that. Nom 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 nom. And we'll have one of those. But yeah, it has been a blast. I always find it a little bit of a shame when a series comes to an end. It's always a little bit of a bittersweet experience. But you know, we need to move on. Things need to go, and we need to move on and try new things. And as I said before, season 4 is going to be spelled correctly. No, it's season 4. It is going to be spelled correctly, but rather than session. Oh yeah, the boats. They were particularly handy. It's a shame you couldn't leave them out because they eventually lagged out the game and caused it to crash. But they were quite a good thing. But yeah, season 4 is going to be TerraFirmaCraft. I have made a few minor tweaks to the pack, which we'll discuss obviously in that. Oh, what was that? For one, we'll be able to see what the crops are by looking at them. These are jute, obviously. Lots and lots and lots of jute. But and we had the breeding chickens we kept down here. And there's only one. And we took you away your nest box as well, didn't we? Yes, we did. Chick chick. And then these farms were relatively recent as well. The addition of these, with again, this making all the difference. And these growing around the edge for the sugar cane. I don't think we ever did get rum either, which is was another target we had. But yeah, we had a lot of fun doing some fairly complicated things, and some of the things we did were fairly big. I mean, this was the first time I've used a powder keg, which for this particular thing, the quarry. Now, the powder keg was interesting. It was a little bit underwhelming, but it was also, when you compare it to say TNT, huge. So yeah, there was some interesting bits there out, and these things never did work properly, which was odd. But and you know, these areas here, for example, these should be done properly. Then, you know, taken out. Correctly, so we haven't got these whoa, try not to get myself killed. But yeah, it's just been what, nearly 2 years this season, this thing. So question is, with additional mods, can we make TerraFirmaCraft last as long? But the answer is, of course, I don't know. It will be what it is and nothing more, but there we go. That looks better. So plans going forward, well, we're going to go TerraFirmaCraft. As I say, I have tweaked the pack a little. The reason I have tweaked it is because there were some mods in it I don't like. They're mainly cosmetic, very few functional mods, and I have put in my version of the sellers mod with tweaks to allow me to use the sellers for storage again. But more about that when we start the new season. In terms of where this one's going, well, I will upload the map, the mods, and update the blog page. So when you're watching this, you can download the current version. It will have everything that you see in it. I will probably stick all of my stuff in a chest somewhere as well, just to ensure that those are available should you wish to continue and try and develop this further. I would remember the hunt for nickel, and then it turned out we've been sat on it all this time. I can't believe that still works in TFC. Of all the things that need to fail, that shouldn't work if you're there. But yeah, we've got nickel down here, quite a fair bit of it. Well, we had a fair bit of it. There probably still is a huge amount of it kicking around, because if you go down, you can see areas that we've dug in. But nickel's one of those things that is rare enough that you do want a fair amount of it. So yeah, it's interesting. Now I've also, while I'm thinking about it, I have got plans for the kind of build that I'm thinking about doing in TerraFirmaCraft. It's going to be challenging in TFC to do, so well, we'll see how we go. But yeah, let me just see how long I've been reminiscing for, and I'll be back in a moment. Alright, yeah, we're about 26 minutes, so we're just up here, just finishing off, having a look around, waiting for the sunset actually, because I want to see this place in all its glory lit up at night. One of the things we have done fairly extensively throughout the build more recently is make sure it's well illuminated. Now obviously we know there is spawn protection in TFC, so this area, because we spend most of our time in this area, spawns are restricted. You probably find them out there, and you know, maybe on the other side of the church over there and here, but for the most part around here we are pretty much spawn free. So yeah, as I mentioned before, the world map will be available. As you watch this, look in the description for a link for that. As will be a collection of the mods and configs. Now, technically, I don't normally like putting mods up, because obviously you can download them directly, and in any real sense should really download them from the author's site. But because I've been mucking around with these and the certain very specific versions, I honestly couldn't tell you how well it will work if you were to download all your own. And obviously my seller's mod version is different, you know, because it's tweaked, but for myself and yada yada. So I will put them up. Obviously props and credits to all of the mod authors that have made some of these awesome TFC add-ons. They are absolutely brilliant. As you can see, you know, as the sun goes down, the lighthouse is illuminated. It's all nicely lit up around to the dock area. The farm all the way out there with new illumination is just really, I think, once you get to night time, and of course it's TFC, so you don't tend to see night time very often. You can try and sleep through it, but it makes a huge difference, just the lighting. And then the castle over there, and you know, I haven't really done a tour over that because that's so new. There's not a great deal of point, but yeah, it has been an absolute blast. So spawns not 100% safe. It's been a blast doing these things, and there'll be times where I've kind of gone, oh my god, I've got to do X and Y or whatever. You know, there are times when the grind is real, shall we say, and I've had to grit my teeth and push through, get the silver, doing the red steel, because red steel is just such a bind. It is horrendous. But for the most part, building this has been absolutely great fun. I will say that if you do download this world and you do any more with it and add to it, by all means, you know, link me pictures to your additions if there's any. always nice to see what people do with things that, you know, you kind of inspire in others, and one of the reasons why I do YouTube to a degree. But yeah, I think until until Sunday, because, you know, season 4. Thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been one of my favourite series to record, and hopefully the next one will be the same. And yeah, until then, bye bye from season 3 world, and let's move on to season 4. Bye for now, and thanks for watching.